Hello and welcome to a session I'm calling Pilates Sculpt. We will be working with a few varieties of weights. I'm using 5 pounds and 3 pounds, focusing on muscle groups, the triceps, shoulders, and abductors. Warming up by lunging side to side, external rotation in those legs. Keep the knees on top of the ankles. Come to the center for big arm circles, sweeping across the body and opening wide to the side. Reverse the direction, adding for a little buoyancy in the legs. Keep the legs bending as the arms open and close, fingertips up. And let's do a deeper bend in the legs as we stretch the arms to the sky. Straighten the legs to lower the arms. Reach and reach. Stay low with knees bent, and let's do faster, smaller arm circles to the side. About 8 times and reverse. Even lower now, bending the knees deeper, and we're going to crisscross those arms in front of the body, lifting them higher to the ceiling. Let's come all the way up and then start to drop one shoulder forward, pressing into that inner thigh, and switch and switch. Hands to the ground. Bend and stretch those legs. Hips high, hips drop. Straighten and bend. Heel toe the feet closer together, parallel legs as we roll up the spine to standing. Shoulder rolls at the top. Take a seat on your mat and find your 5-pound weights. Rolling all the way down onto your back, knees bent, feet hip width apart. We'll start at triceps, bending the elbows and extending the arms up to the ceiling. Keep the arms close together, palms facing in. Try to keep the elbows still in space. Hold halfway for little pulses, up an inch and down an inch. Keeping wrists nice and still. Now we'll alternate. One arm reaches to the ceiling and switch and switch. Take the feet a little farther away so we can roll up to sitting and lower back down again. Having the weights in the hands makes this easier on the abdomen, but more difficult for the shoulders as we roll down and exhale, roll up. Anchor those heels, keep the legs nice and still. Use your breath. Try straightening the legs this time and rolling all the way up to sitting. Good job. Coming into a seated cross-legged position, moving into shoulders. We're going to lift those 5-pounders into a T-shape and pulse. Keep your posture. Let's start to bring the arms forward without touching and open back into a T-shape. Working throughout the entire shoulder, front, top, and back. Keep the T-shaped arms, so let's rotate palms up and down with soft elbows. Try not to hyperextend the arms. Palms stay up, and we're going to lift the arms all the way up to the ceiling and slowly lower down. Good job. Moving into lower body, those outer hips, abductor muscles. Come down onto your side and take the top leg nice and straight. toes pointed, and lift a little higher than the hip and down to the height of the hip. Keep doing that with a flexed foot this time. Bottom leg can be bent or straight. Moving into circles. Slow and controlled circles, about 8 of them. Come up a little higher, point the toes, and reverse the direction of the circles. Focus on the lift, the top arc of that circle. Reach the arm long, lift the leg higher and longer. 3, 2, 1. Good job. And then release. Good job. And come to the second side. Down onto the elbow. Extend the top leg super long. And let's lift a little higher than the hip and to the height of the hip. Controlled range of motion. Flex the foot, reach into that heel, continue the lift and lower. Moving into leg circles. Up and back, emphasize the up and back of that circle. Point the toes, come up a little higher on that bottom elbow, reverse the direction of the circles, still focusing on the back, up action of the circle. Reach the arm long, lift the leg higher, longer. 3, 2, 1. Jazz hands and release. Good work. Rolling out the shoulders a little bit. Both directions. Take a nice big inhale and nice letting go exhale. And looks like we're going to use 1 5-pound and 1 3-pound in the same hand. If you have a set of 7 pounds or 8 pounds or 10 pounds, you can just hold the single weights. I'm just using what I have at the moment. So I'm just double stacking my weights so that I'm working with 8 pounds. For set number 2 of those triceps. Inhale, bend, and exhale, extend. Elbows stay nice and still even though they're bending and straightening. Exhale, try to draw abdominals in a little bit. Let's hold halfway for some pulses, up an inch and down an inch. And let's move into the single arm extensions. Really control the bend of the elbow so we don't hit ourselves in the head with the weights. Rest of the body nice and still. Let's go back into those roll-ups and roll-downs. Knees are bent, feet are a little farther away from the body. The heavier hands make the roll-up easier, but the work in the shoulders and arms more difficult. Exhale on up, inhale at the top, exhale down, inhale at the bottom. Plant that lower body in place and really recruit those abdominals, spine flexing. Try to lift the weights up a little higher at the top of the move. Woo! Good work. Shaking out the hands, circling the wrists a little bit. Keeping those 8 pounds, we're going to try the shoulder fly. Try lifting the arms to a T shape, shoulder height, without lifting the shoulders any higher. The core will work to keep the posture in alignment so you're not leaning back or arching the back. Let's try single side to side. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Other side lifts and lowers. Overhead press here, elbows wide, parallel to the floor, and exhale, press to the sky without touching those weights together. Inhale, bend, and exhale, press. Deepen abdominals a little bit more so there's no compression in the low back. Great, let's lower those weights. Using just one lighter weight, I've got a 3-pound, coming down onto your side for the abductors, placing that 3-pound just on top of the top leg, holding it in place as that straight leg lifts and lowers. Try to keep hips stacked so the top hip does not roll back and everything else is fairly still. Flex the foot. Move into the circles. Emphasis up and back. Option to come up a little higher on that bottom elbow or to stay right where you are, staying down and low now that that leg is 3 pounds heavier. Try to recruit the back side of the hip muscles and not that front leg quadricep and hip flexor. Release down. Side number 2. Placing the 3 pounds on top of the top leg. Let's reach the leg long as it lifts and long as it lowers. Not all the way up, not all the way down. Really containing it into that smaller range of motion. Flex the foot, keep it going. Move into circles. Take the leg a little bit farther back behind you as it opens up. Happy thoughts, always helpful. Reverse the direction of the circle and perhaps coming up higher on that bottom elbow. Lift the bottom side body away from the floor and keep lifting that top leg. You can do it. Breathe through it. Only 3 pounds makes quite a difference. I'm going back to the 8 pounds. Space behind you on your mat as you roll slowly down, knees bent, feet on the mat. Arms to the sky. 3rd set of those triceps. This is going to be a bit of work for the chest as well. It is a chest press, but we're keeping the arms nice and close as you can to the side body, palms facing in. Bend the elbows and press up to the top. Keeping the arms close brings some focus onto the back of the arms, the triceps, and then we'll alternate with that first move we did, bending the elbows so the weight's lower overhead. We're going to put those 2 moves together. Narrow arm chest press into tricep. Elbows bend by the side and elbows bend pointing up to the sky. Flow between each exercise. Careful not to arch the back. Neutral spine. Keep the weights overhead and let's do those pulses. Send the feet a little farther away and we've got that next set of roll-ups. At the top, sitting on top of the sitting bones, try lifting the weights a little higher. Palms facing in. Roll through the spine, control it down. Exhale up. Try straightening the legs. Keeping heels down throughout. Use your breath. Exhale, belly button in. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. And inhale at the bottom. Good job. Just shake out those arms, opening and closing the arms. Moving into shoulders. Just using the 5-pound weights. This one's a little bit more challenging. Exhale, lift to that side T. Move the weights forward in front of you without touching. Open to the side T and lower. Lift, forward, open, lower. Exhale, forward, open, lower. You can do it. Top of the shoulder, front of the shoulder, back of the shoulder. If you need to drop down to a lighter weight, of course you may do that. We're pulsing it out now in that T shape, up and down an inch, about 8 times, and then move those arms in front of you. And try the pulses from here, lifting up, shoulder height, and pulsing up an inch, down an inch, 8 times. Good, let that go. Find the 5-pound weights, pull the tummy in, more core. We're going to repeat those little pulses with 5 pounds. Try not to lean back. Tighten the tummy. Moving into our final set for those abductors. Using the 5-pound weight, we're going to place it on top of that top leg, making the leg 5 pounds heavier, and lift and lower that leg. Smooth, controlled action. About 8, 9, or 10 times, we'll flex the foot. Keep that going. You know what's next. It's circles. It's easy to bring that leg forward in front of the body. It's more challenging to open it up and take it back and behind you, working through glutes and hamstrings as you do that. Reverse the direction. Option to come up higher on that bottom elbow or stay put. Draw abdominals in. Stick with your breath. You can do it. Good work. Switch sides. 5-pounder on top of the leg. Reach it out nice and long and lift it up and down. Exhale up, inhale down. Circling the leg. Let's reverse, almost there. Exhale as you lift through that circle. Adding another little set of pulses that I forgot to do before. Extra little shoulder bonus here, using those 3 pounds since we're doing the rotator cuff. Set up those elbows out to the side. Rotate the weights up, palms facing forward, and lowering the weights down, palms facing the floor. But do not drop the height of the elbows. Keep them nice and still in space. Little pulses in front here, palms facing down. Take it to a T shape, bend it in, and lift it up and down, out and in, and up and down. exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale. And now we're going to be holding the 5-pound weights. Big breath in here. We're going to do that same thing with 5-pound weights, rotating down and up. The key is to move from the shoulder, the cuff of the shoulder, and not from the wrists. Keep the wrists very quiet. Try singles, one arm then the other, alternating one arm up, one arm down. And keep that going. Take a moment to find butterfly stretch. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, maybe a little bit more forward. Inhale tall. Straddle the legs and reach that arm up and overhead. Cross it in front of the body, circling out the wrist, hugging it in close. Find a tricep stretch here, pulling that elbow with the opposite hand, looking upwards to the sky, keeping chin a little high. Press both palms up. Big inhale and exhale. Let's fold over the other leg. Stretch through the side. That top arm is going to cross in front of you, circling the wrist, hugging it in. Stretch through the shoulder. And now that arm is going to reach up and down the middle back as you hold on to the elbow for a tricep stretch. Press the palms to the sky, interlacing fingers, looking up, breathing in. Exhale, let's fold forward over those legs. Good job, everybody. Until next time.